Hello fellas, welcome again. So in this lesson, I want to introduce you to Metasploit Framework. Okay, we will start dealing with this and I will show you and explain you about the modules it has. All right, so to start Metasploit here, you just need to open your terminal and type this command sudo msf console and hit enter. It will ask you for the sudo password. Just type Kali if you did not change and wait until it opens. Starting Metasploit framework. It will take a while. Just be patient. As you can see, Metasploit framework is open. And before we start exploiting things here, I want to explain you to talk about exploits, auxiliaries, posts, and so on for you to have a better understanding about this framework. This framework was designed and created by this company here, Rep7. These, as you can see here down below, these are the modules that we will be using during the training. The first thing we will discuss here is exploits. What are exploits? Exploits are a sequence of commands that will be executed against the target to exploit a specific vulnerabilities. Every time you want to exploit a vulnerability, we need to use exploits. We will need to use exploits. When we are exploiting a vulnerability, we use exploits because this exploits contains a sequence of commands that will be run against the target to exploit that vulnerability and to give us access to the system, to the target system or device. And after that, we have the auxiliary. The auxiliaries modules are not exploits, okay? We don't use auxiliaries to exploit vulnerabilities. Auxiliaries just help us. For example, we access the FTP and SSH. We can do that using the auxiliary. We will not be executing any command. We will just use the auxiliary just to make things easier to connect to the targets. We will see in coming lessons how to use auxiliaries. And here we have this short name post, but it is post exploitation. The post exploitations are modules that we will use after we gain access to the target system to gain a further access on the system. The first thing is exploits. We exploit the vulnerability, we execute command, we gain access, and we can use the auxiliaries if we need, and we can use the post. We will definitely need the post exploitation because we will learn more about the target. And the payload. The payload is a shell code that runs after any exploitation. Okay, after we gain access to the system, we will need to run some commands or whatever we will need to do because we will be using the terminal. We will need to type commands to execute what we want. All right, so for that we use payloads. And we have encoders. What are encoders? Okay, let me give you an example. You have an application for Android or iOS. You have Facebook, the original app you just downloaded from the Play Store or Apple Store. The encoder is the module that we will use to embed a backdoor. It will the Facebook app will remain like the original one but with embedded backdoor. For that we use these modules here, the encoders, to do that. And what are noobs? Noobs help us by sending random bytes to help us to bypass IDs and IPs. IDs, short name for intrusion detection system, and IPs, intrusion prevention systems, and allow us to gain access to the target systems. And finally, we have invasion. Invasion help us to create payloads that can invade antivirus. This is the main function of these invasion modules here. This is all for this lesson. See you in next lesson.